We are blessed with people with great intelligence. We are blessed with all manners of resources, and yet we have so many problems. And it's not as if the people in authority are not trying their best. They are doing as much as humanly possible.
Pastor Enoch Adeboye, while being hosted by the Kaduna State Governor Obasani, said, quote, "It has become clearer to us that the problem our nation is facing is more than political. Our problems will require a bit of spiritual solution. We as a country are blessed. We are blessed with people with great intelligence. We are blessed with all manners of resources, and yet we have so many problems. And it is not as if people in authority are not trying their best. They are doing as much as humanly possible." Unquote. Yes, this is his opinion, or maybe his new narrative, but there's one thing that can be correct in his statement. Notice the emphasis. He said that politicians are doing their best and doing as much as humanly possible. By using the word or phrase humanly possible means that no other person in Nigeria or even around the world can achieve better than politicians are currently doing in Nigeria. This is incorrect. Using the word or phrase trying their best, no, this is not the best that can be gotten from Nigeria. Nigerians are intelligent, smart people. This is not our very best. Before we get to why these are incorrect statements or trying to change the narrative, let's look at what Adeboye did in the past, or what he said in the past during past administrations. Let's start from 2020, when he protested against the insecurity in Nigeria at the time. By that time, he didn't think Nigeria had any bit of spiritual problem. He felt that it was a human problem, that people managing the security apparatus in Nigeria at the time weren't doing enough. That was why he protested, of course, with a retinue of bodyguards. In April 2022, Adeboye said that Buhari was driving Nigeria towards economic collapse, that Nigeria was moving steadily towards bankruptcy. He also said that 80% of what should have been the income of a nation is going into the hands of some people. That's a lot of money. That it is an open secret, undenied, that more than 90% of our annual income, of the money we get from the leftover of the oil that was stolen, we are using it to pay the interest of the money we have already borrowed. And then it is in the news, we are borrowing more. All this Adeboye saw as at April 2022, he didn't feel that it had any spiritual undertone, that it was a matter of the people handling the affairs at the time. Enter November 2022, Adeboye said that Nigeria doesn't make sense anymore, that the Naira is not even worth the paper it's printed on. Quote, "Our Naira is not even worth the paper it is printed on. While people are hungry, trying to find enough money to buy bread to eat, our bosses are thinking of making the Naira more beautiful than it is. Even if it can't buy bread, at least it will look beautiful. We need to ask God for mercy, because what's going on in our country, it doesn't even make sense anymore." Unquote. In summary, he criticized the Buhari administration at the time that they should have found ways to increase the value of the Naira instead of wasting money on making it more beautiful, that's printing new Naira notes. So these are just a few of what he said the past few years. He talked to the people in power directly, like any other citizen would do, telling them that they should do things correctly, do the right thing. It's not hard to do the right thing. He didn't in any way think that the problems at the time had any spiritual undertone. So it raises a question, why is he seeing things differently now, despite the fact that all the things he raised in the past few years are still present now? All the problems exist today, even worse, especially that of the economy. Naira is even more worthless than it was in 2022. The price of bread in 2022 has doubled in 2024. Likewise, rice, beans, everything has practically doubled, including the price of petrol, which has tripled to what it was being sold in January last year. How is it possible that politicians are doing their best, but they are making the situation worse than it was in January last year, not to talk of 2022 when he started criticizing Buhari based on the economy and the Naira and many other things? So what went wrong? What changed? No spirit manipulated Tinubu when he decided to remove petrol subsidy. No spirit also manipulated him when he decided to subsidize Hajj. It is unbelievable that people cannot move around in Nigeria. Tourism is virtually dead because of increase in the price of petrol. But he's busy subsidizing tourism in faraway Saudi Arabia. Yes, when people travel to Saudi Arabia on Hajj, they are on tourism. Their economy benefits. In Nigeria, where they have removed petrol subsidy, people cannot go to work. People are resigning from their jobs en masse. Many things have become more expensive, but he decided to subsidize Hajj, tourism in another country. This can't be real. It cannot be under any spiritual spell. This is incompetence. This is lack of empathy. How can someone that is supposed to be protecting the interests of Nigeria be working for other countries? It can't be real. Why are politicians very heartless? Why do you subsidize the business of another country, but in your own country, companies are living en masse, your people are dying, they can't even eat 3 square meals? This is not a spiritual problem. No one should insult Nigerian people's intelligence. We are better than this. If you have nothing to say, if you don't want to criticize the government, please do not patronize us, because we know why they use religion to manipulate the people. Why should Nigerian government be involved in anything religion? What is the benefit to our own economy that people are going to Hajj? Hajj is supposed to be for rich people, wealthy people that have money to go to Hajj. Why should the government subsidize Hajj for rich people? If they don't have the money, it's not by force to go on Hajj. Use the money to better the economy so that people can come to our own country, so that we can benefit from tourism. So no one should be telling Nigerians that they are doing the best. Obviously, they are not doing anything, because the situation is worse than it was just a year ago. It can't be the best. It can't be the very best that can be gotten from Nigeria. Nigerians have smart people scattered all over the world that can do better. They keep telling us that Nigeria is a very poor country. So why should a poor country be spending money on religious pilgrimage, subsidizing for the rich, and promoting the economy of other countries? You see, there's nothing wrong with religion. Rich people, poor people, everybody, they all practice one form of religion or the other. But the problem arises when they try to bring religion into governance. Even the people that brought this religion to Africa, from Europe, from Saudi, from everywhere they brought all the foreign religions to Africa, we have become holier than them. In Europe, where the religion came from to Africa, they do not fix religious programs on a Monday morning or Wednesday morning or Friday morning, because they know that people have to go to work. That's the society they live in. People have to earn a living. In Africa, they make you feel that you don't even need to work. Just pray to God, miraculously you will be okay. In Europe, many young people don't go to church. Why? It's not as if they don't believe in God or that they don't like going to church. It's just that they don't have the time. They are consumed by work. They have to work morning till evening every day. Maybe that Sunday is the only day they have for themselves. They use that to take care of themselves, not spend the whole day again in a church. So you understand the differences in the society. In Africa, because people are massively unemployed, they are not busy. You see churches, mosques. In fact, we have more religious homes than factories and industries that are supposed to give people employment, so that they can live the good life like their counterparts in other countries. So what it means is that if the system changes in Nigeria, there is massive development, factories, industries everywhere, providing employment for the people. you will start seeing less people in churches and mosques and other religious homes. Not because the people no longer believe in God, it's just that they've become busy. If one is busy with work, you won't have time to spend in a church every day. Every Monday morning, Tuesday morning, Wednesday morning. You wouldn't have all that time because you've become busy and you're earning a living. So it's like a grand design by the elites to keep people down with religion. They know that the more you have jobs, the more you start earning a living, you start becoming independent. No one can control an independent person. When you get to the polling booth to cast your vote, you know the right person you want to vote for. You are not under any influence. No one is flashing a few thousand naira notes in your face to say, please vote for this person, vote for that person. That is what the elites do not want. They want people to be held down in perpetuity, in poverty, so that they can always have their way. In all countries where you have more religious homes than factories, they are always underdeveloped. The reverse is the case when you look at Western countries, China and all developed countries. They spend more time working, developing their country rather than praying. Yes, everyone should pray, but you always have to work and pray. Praying without working is an effort in futility. So it is time we prioritize development. If you don't want to criticize the government because they are your friends, no problems. But do not try to change the narrative to deceive people, because it leads us nowhere. We can never get developed manipulating the issues. All the problems Nigerians are facing today were caused by humans, and only humans can solve them. No spirit or anybody will come down to solve the problem. Thanks for watching.